Morning all. No national road rallies this year, so after some thought, because I wasn't quite sure, we're doing the Round Britain Rally again this year. Last year we scored 545 points, getting a bronze award, and I was going to plan it quite detailed really to go for a silver, but we're not going to do that. We are going to, in theory, aim for a silver, go up one if you like. But what we're going to do, we're going to go out and about as and when we can, when the weather is okay, and I'm probably going to get wet this afternoon, and see how we get on. And if we're in with a shout of getting the 800 points minimum for a silver, we'll do that. Right, if you can hear me above the dogs barking and a bloke that sounds like he's going R1 and he's having trouble with it, trying to start it and then cutting out, we are ready for our first outing of this year's Round Britain Rally. There's the R1. It's a Himalayan day because the weather's a bit iffy, plus I can carry a few more bits and bobs. As usual, I'm going to give you sort of clues on the way. I don't know if these have been worked out by anybody at any time. But today's first one is in Staffordshire, and I'll give you the clue proper when we get a bit closer. It is a bit urban-ish and main roads today. The M42 is going to feature quite a bit, but I won't bore you with that. Again, usually I won't use motorways, but needs must. I'm going to do 4 today as I head back from Staffordshire around the West Midlands to the South West Midlands. So let's get on with it.
A short while later, I said it would be a bit urban. Not too bad, but that way, about 5-7 miles is Sutton Coldfield, then beyond that Birmingham. To the right is the A5. We're roughly in the Tamworth-ish area. We're heading down to Faisley, and I need to give you, say Faisley, almost Faisley, that's up there. I need to give you the clue without giving it away. So the clue for the first one, as I said, it's already in Staffordshire, and we are in Staffordshire still. The place we're going to, the village is Drayton Bassett, and if you've never heard of that, you may have heard of Drayton Manor Park, a theme park. Now this is a beaut because all I have to do really is follow the signs to the theme park, the brown signs, and then it's just a few yards down the road on the left. The clue proper is possible Peel influenced canal crossing. I tell you what, it's windy. It's about 10-12 degrees. I ain't got a jumper under my jacket, but I feel that's going to be happening before the day's out. We may be passing Triumph Birmingham East. It keeps crossing my mind to chop a few bikes in and get one that's more capable for more 2-up, loaded up touring, but it never really comes to anything. Mainly because I want a shaft drive and there ain't that many choices, and some of the choices are hellishly expensive. Faisley, Drayton Manor straight on, as the sign says. I thought I'd been took down the A5 a little bit further, and I suppose you could do that and come in from the sort of north, but yeah, the A5 is, it's not a bad road, but it's no fun, especially on a windy day like today. It is very windy. We've had great weather for the last 2-3 weeks, and now it's starting to change. So here in England we've probably already had our summer. It's only April. I'm crossing the canal. There's another clue for you, the Birmingham and Faisley Canal. Half a mile. I think last time I come here was 2 years ago roughly, because nearby there's a pretty decent gun shop. If you like air pistols and air rifles, a good place to go. But what I bought ended up not being up to much. That wasn't the shop's fault, that's just the way it was made. It was essentially, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was a con. But that's another story in another video at some time in the distant future. Right, here we are, Drayton Bassett. Over the canal, Bit of a bend. Can we see what we want from here? No, because the trees are too thick. Theme park coming up on the right. Have you got what we're going for our first location of the year? Theme park turning on the right. It should be just round the corner on the left. There is some parking, but it's limited. I did stop here before, let's say that trip to the gun shop about 2 years ago, because oh, there's a nice picture. And here we are. We'll move up here so folks can park. It's a bit of a dodgy spot for parking, leave it in gear. So here we are at Drayton Footbridge, and I forget exactly what they call it, apart from Drayton Footbridge. I think it's just the towers either side. Obviously a footbridge, nothing special too much about that, but it is a turret footbridge. The two ends of it being the castle turrets, castellated turrets, and there's steps inside, or there should be, and we'll be able to walk across to the other side, which we'll do in a bit. As an aside though, before we start, we've also got a swivel bridge, it says here, but basically I suppose everybody would know that as a swing bridge. Now it's fairly quiet on the canals, obviously a bit of a sorry state there. It is early in the season. Easter's just 6 days away, so things will pick up. But a nice structure, and there's a reason, or it is thought, it's not a definite, there's a reason why this bridge is nice and ornate as opposed to other more usual brick built utilitarian structures. Now this is the Birmingham and Fazeley Canal, and the bridge is, as you can see, a little bit more ornate and interesting than the perhaps more utilitarian brick structures that you normally get. And the reason for that is the estate that the canal was built on and runs through belonged to Prime Minister Sir Robert Peel, the bloke who founded the police force. Although it's not a definite, it's widely thought that he wanted the bridge to be a feature along the canal rather than just a bridge to get to the other side, which of course this does function as, or did. We'll wait and see if it still does. Of course we do have to do the admin before we do anything else now, and that's put your ID card on your bike, showing your number, your registration number, for the first picture included in your challenge, your rally, for each bike you use. Of course many people only use one. I should be using a variety this year as usual. We've got our ID card on a very large 208. We'll take a couple of pictures as usual. Did make a mistake printing out some of my stuff, because some of the stuff I'm going to take with me and want a little bit more use out of, I printed on card, but the card is glossy and therefore it's smudged a bit even though it's quite dry. That's the admin side. If you haven't seen anything about the Round Britain Rally, it's coming out now in November, these videos, because the rules state you can't put anything online about the clues and things before the end of the rally. This is not a race, it's not a rally in the usual sense. It runs from this year April the 13th, which was yesterday, to the 31st of October, and you ride around different places taking pictures to prove you've been at the places. If they're correct you get some points and you get an award, not a prize, an award. There is no timed sections like a normal rally, like the old RAC rally. It does add a little bit something more to your rides. So here we are then. Sun not in a bad place for once. Possibly a little underexposed because of the white of the bridge. A few years ago it was renovated. All the paint was taken off and then redone, patched up, repainted, and it cost 54,000 quid. But I presume that's more than about 5 years ago. Couldn't get an exact date. Been hard to get an exact date for this one. Go up here, see if I can get up with that clunk in the helmet. It's alright. I thought my camera was playing up, big Canon, which is knocking on the stairs. Fairly steep but not bad. And up we go. There. Looking towards Brum. Where we come from. You can see probably will require some more work again.
the next 5-10 years. Don't lean on the railings, but there's some nice RSJs underneath, so we don't have to worry about going for a swim, hopefully. Right, over the way. There's the swing bridge. And I don't know how far the canal goes up these days, but that's one thing I need to look into a bit more. I used to be well into canals when I was a kid, at school, middle school. There's always a project doing it. Over we go to this end. It's easy going down these. Oh, really even height, even though they're quite high. To the sort of nave exit and entrance. There we go. It's quite nice, isn't it? Unusual. I don't know of another one. If you do, let me know. Right then folks, one down, many to go. 3 today and loads later on this year.